In the news, SNGF, Southern governors meet over insecurity matters. Insecurity, Lai Mohammed assures Nigerians of FG's ability to crush bandits. French Constitution, Senate to weaken pledge on climate change. Big Brother Niger Season 6, Ebuka Obi-Uchendu confirmed as host. Documentary series, Prince Harry to speak about mental health struggles. Details shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I'm Ruwa Panawa, and this is TOS News 360. 15 South governors met in Asaba of Delta State for a meeting to address the growing issues of insecurity and other matters that have been affecting the country. A statement from Mr. Gboyega Koshile. The meeting is an intervention by the governors under the aegis of the Southern Nigeria Governors Forum to jointly address burning issues in the southern parts of Nigeria. The regional security meeting came up in less than 20 hours after Governor Sanwo-Olu hosted a very crucial stakeholders meeting on security in Lagos to address the challenges posed to the state. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed says federal government is not overwhelmed with the escalating insecurity in the country. Lai Mohammed made this known at a press briefing in Lagos on Tuesday, saying its security agencies have the wherewithal in terms of personnel and firepower to crush bandits, insurgents, criminals, and other enemies of the Nigerian state. The minister said he assured Nigerians that while the government acknowledges the security challenges, it is not overwhelmed, and indeed it has the wherewithal to confront the challenges headlong and restore law and order, peace and security. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has discharged 796 more people who tested negative for COVID-19 after their treatment. NCDC said the total recoveries had increased to 156,250 in the past 24 hours, while active cases stood at 7,823. However, 30 new COVID-19 infections were reported in 3 states, thus raising the total number of cases in the country to 165,370. Of the 30 new infections recorded, the health agency said Lagos had 21, Adamawa 8, and Rivers 1. As part of his continued efforts to assist the vulnerable members of the society and further cushion the effects of the novel coronavirus, which has dealt a great blow on economies of the world, the Embassy of the State of Israel in Nigeria, in collaboration with some of its mission aides, has made a donation of a good number of food items to widows and orphans of the Nigerian fallen heroes. The Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of Israel in Nigeria, Mr. Yotam Kramen, who led his team to make the donations to DPOA, said the exercise is not intended to downgrade members of DPOA, but their own way of supporting family members of the men who paid the ultimate price, protecting the integrity of the nation. Speaking in like vein, the rabbi of the Jewish community in Nigeria, Israel Uzan, said the initiative is a way of connecting with their host community and to provide assistance where necessary. Responding to the kind gesture by the Israeli embassy, the head of DPOA, Vicky Irabo, lauded the move by the Embassy of Nigeria to put a smile on faces of widows and orphans of the fallen heroes and assured them of making sure the right people get the items provided, noting that DPOA is ready to collaborate with the Embassy of Israel in Nigeria and other key stakeholders and put an end to the hardship faced by the members. Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCIA, Alhaji Mohammed Saeed Abubakar, has advised Muslims to look out for the crescent moon of Shawwal 1442 AH tonight. He gave the directive in a statement issued by NSCIA Deputy Secretary General Professor Salisu Shehu. The sighting of the moon of Shawwal, according to Islamic tradition, ends Ramadan and ushers in Eid al-Fitr. The Sultan also encouraged the faithful to keep praying for peaceful coexistence in the country. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you're watching TOS News 360. More stories when we return. Do stay tuned. On Monday night, a new parliament, including lawmakers from opposing sides in South Sudan, was announced by President Salva Kiir after dissolving one on Sunday. The announcement was broadcast on South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation (SSBC). A new appointment was according to the 2018 peace agreement signed by President Kiir and Vice President Riek Machar to end the 5-year civil war that left 380,000 people dead and 4 million displaced. In accordance with the accord, the new Transitional National Legislative Assembly is now made up of 550 lawmakers, up from 400,332 lawmakers were chosen from President Kiir's Sudan People's Liberation Movement, and the remaining 128 from Vice President Machar's Sudan People's Liberation Movement in opposition. General Mohammed Debi Itno, the newly appointed leader of Chad's Transitional Military Council, was in neighboring Niger on Monday, making it his first international trip after his appointment. He had a one-on-one meeting with President Mohamed Bazoum and thanked President Bazoum, who he referred to as a brother, for a warm welcome. The aim of the meeting, according to Itno, is to reaffirm the country's friendship. Both Chad and Niger are both members of the Western-backed G5 countries fighting Islamist militants in the Sahel region, alongside Burkina Faso, Mali, and Mauritania. At the 22nd Founders Day lecture of the Igbinedion University, Professor Yelaron Oyeyinka, Senior Special Advisor on Industrialization at African Development Bank (AFDB), revealed that as Africa's largest economy, Nigeria urgently needs economic diversification to move the country toward multiple income sources. The AFDB, intent on diversification, stated that it is dangerous to rely on a single or narrow range of commodities, as economic diversification entails a shift toward multiple income sources from an increasing spectrum of sectors, products, and markets. Earlier, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) has stated that Nigeria's economic recovery relied heavily on economic diversification. The French Senate has voted to weaken a constitutional pledge of tackling climate change and preserving biodiversity. The Senate amended the clause in a wide-reaching climate bill to read, "The Republic protects the environment as well as biodiversity and acts against climate change," in a vote which was carried out late Monday. The Senate, which is subjugated mostly by opposition activists, took the issue with a proposal that the Constitution gives an assurance on the fight against climate change, preferring wording that was less binding. While responding to criticism from left-leaning voters and some lawmakers in his party that he had not done enough to protect the planet, President Emmanuel Macron pledged a direct vote on preserving the fight against global warming in the Constitution. The European Union has condemned Palestinian rocket attacks into Israel, thereby calling on both countries to aim for a decrease in the intensity of conflict so as to prevent further casualties. According to a statement issued by the European Commission, the rocket attacks against civilians in Israel is totally unacceptable. The attack occurred through the early hours of Tuesday, where Palestinians fired uninterrupted barrages of rockets into Israel, while the Israeli military pounded Gaza with airstrikes. The EU's foreign policy chief, Joseph Borrell, on Monday condemned the evictions of Palestinian families in East Jerusalem, describing it as illegal. Antony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State, also condemned the rocket attacks from Gaza against Israel on Monday and urged all sides to take steps to reduce tensions. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you're watching TOS News 360. More stories when we return. Do stay tuned. China has recorded its slowest population growth in decades, leading to an aging society with a reduction in workforce. According to data released on Tuesday by its government, the average annual growth rate was 0.53% over the past 10 years, down from a rate of 0.57% between 2000 and 2010, bringing the population to 1.41 billion. The door-to-door census, which was conducted in late 2020, is considered the most comprehensive resource on China's population, which is important for future planning. The results, which are originally expected to be released in April, are announced once a decade census. Head of the National Bureau of Statistics, Ning Jizé, revealed that 12 million babies were born last year, a major decrease from the 18 million newborns in 2016. Nigerian artist and Grammy Award winner Burna Boy becomes the first African artist to hit 100 million streams from 3 different albums. This was announced on Monday as his last 3 albums, African Giant, Outside and Twice as Tall, had each hit 100 million streams on Spotify. His album, Outside, was released in January 2018, while Grammy-nominated African Giant dropped in July 2019, and Grammy-winning Twice as Tall dropped in August 2020. This comes after news that Ye, a single of the Outside album, had been certified gold in the US. Burna Boy is also set to perform at the Governor's Ball alongside Billie Eilish, A$AP Rocky, and others. Media personality and popular TV host Ebuka Obi-Uchendu has been confirmed as the host of Big Brother Naija Season 6. He revealed this through his Instagram handle on Monday, alongside a throwback video of himself from the last season. Although this exciting development comes as no surprise, as Ebuka has been the host for a while, some Twitter users deliberated on his position as the show's host weeks back, suggesting other presenters host the show. Obi-Uchendu, a Big Brother Naija alumni who participated in the first season of the show in 2006, began hosting the show in 2017 with the Big Brother Naija Sigobe season. The Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, is set to speak openly about his mental health journeys and struggles in his long-awaited documentary series with Oprah Winfrey. The documentary series will premiere on May 21 on Apple TV, where Prince Harry and Oprah are co-creators and executive producers of the project for Apple, which was launched a few years ago into the TV streaming market. The documentary series will focus on mental illness and wellness, aiming to inspire viewers to have an honest conversation about the day-to-day challenges people face. It will also be a guide on how people should equip themselves with the tools to thrive. Pop superstar Lady Gaga and actress Glenn will be featured in the series. Table tennis stars Naomi Osaka and Kei Nishikori are set to be 2 of Japan's leading figures at the Tokyo Olympics and have expressed concerns on whether the Games should be held this year or not. The Tokyo Games, which was originally scheduled for 2020, was rescheduled to July 23 until August 8, 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Although Osaka is excited about the Games as she is an athlete, she said the Games taking place this year should be put up for discussion as it put a lot of people at risk. Nishikori also said the Italian Open and the Tokyo Olympics cannot be compared, as the 2 tournaments are different in terms of population. He added that more than 10,000 athletes are expected to compete at the Olympics, which is a greater risk. The International Olympic Committee and Tokyo organizers have announced several health and safety restrictions, including banning international fans from traveling to Japan. However, there are still states of emergency in several Japan regions, including Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, and Hyogo until May 31. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you're watching TOS News 360, stories around Africa. When we return, do stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. Former Manchester City star Paul Stewart says his former side may bring back Nigerian footballer Kelechi Iheanacho back to the Etihad as long as he keeps up his form. Manchester City will also be on the lookout for a new striker this summer, as Sergio Aguero is set to leave the club when his contract expires at the end of the season, and he will leave as the club's all-time top scorer. Man City sold Iheanacho in 2017 to Leicester City, of where he was not successful in living up to his £25 million price tag, until lately when Brendan Rodgers decided to play with 2 strikers. His form has been good, as he even won March's Player of the Month award. Super Falcons of Nigeria will face Black Queens of Ghana in the first round of qualifiers for the 2022 African Women Cup of Nations, AWCON. The draw for Morocco 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations took place on Monday in Cairo by Herbert Sawat, the senior manager of women football and futsal at the Confederation of African Football, CAF. According to FIFA, Nigeria is currently the top-ranked women's side in Africa, with Ghana at number 4. Aside Morocco, who qualified as hosts, the draw saw a record 44-member associations who will be participating in the qualifying series. The tournament will be the first edition organized under the format of 12 teams. Aggregate winners will qualify to join Morocco in the final tournament. Nigeria's Super Falcons are the most successful team in the tournament with 9 titles from the previous 11 editions. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African News Network. For more updates, visit www.toscbnetwork.com. Do follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. To stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I'm Ruwa Panawo. Many thanks for watching.